The Porsche 911 is an iconic car. It's Porsche's icon, it's been around for some time. 1965, the Porsche 911 was first conceived. It's been around for some time, a bit like this castle. But today, we see the Porsche 911 992, the 8th generation of car for the brand. Believe it or not, I've never driven a Porsche 911, but today, that changes because I'm going to take out this 992 Carrera 2S, go for a blast up here around Northumberland.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Stef ABtv. If you are new to the channel and this is the first video you are watching, make sure to subscribe for plenty of automotive content. And I go on lots of press trips. I'm fortunate enough to meet cool people and drive amazing cars and just kind of showcase the lifestyle behind automotive. And yeah, I just love driving. Absolutely incredible opportunity for me to have a go in what is a heavily anticipated car. Lots of people rave about the Porsche 911, 8th generations on, and they are still producing fantastic cars. Now, what have we got in this car? So this is the Carrera 2S. Now, interestingly enough, from the models of old, it was a relatively easy giveaway between the 2S and the 4S. Now, out here on this press drive, what we've got is we've got 2S cars and we've got 4S cars. But the one that I'm in right now is a 2S, but you wouldn't really be able to tell the difference. I mean, 997, it was really noticeable to see the Carrera 2 and the Carrera 4. But now, the only real differences between the Carrera 4S and the 2S are on the rear kind of boot spoiler part. The little slats on the 2S, they're in a matte black, and on the 4S, they're in a bit of a chrome silver. That's it. So, it's fair game now. No one can turn around and go, ah, you haven't bought the right one. Makes no difference. And arguably for me, I think the rear wheel drive one would be more fun. The engine and the heart of this car, so the new 992, this Carrera is 450 PS. 450 PS, it's about 440-ish horsepower, which is insane for the fact that we're not even touching on Turbo, Turbo S and GT cars. That's just bonkers. Now, obviously, heart of this engine is the flat 6 twin turbocharged 3-litre engine, which sounds glorious. It's sitting behind me. It's still technically a rear engine car, although they have moved it forward a bit. And it is so fast, guys. It is so fast. I mean, just to put it into perspective, the rear tyres on this, they're 305s on 21-inch wheels. So they are wide as hell, which means it really does try and stick the powder. And actually today, the roads are quite greasy and damp. So I'll get the opportunity to try out this wet mode, which allegedly kind of adds hero points to your driving without trying to kill you, which is a great addition because in these cars, it can get pretty leery. And when we go and talk about performance, 0 to 60 times of this, the 2S, rear-wheel drive 2S, 3.7 seconds, guys. 3.7 seconds for a stock car. It is completely mind-blowing. In fact, I wonder if I can slow it down and try it quickly. I'm going to lose my phone, so I'm going to place that there. Jesus, that is fast. That is very fast. So 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds on the 2S. The difference between this and the 4S is 0.1 of a second. So the 4S will do a 0 to 60 time of 3.6. And I just can't get over how quick that is. That is ridiculously quick. has a glorious noise to it as well. Now, obviously Porsche have had to make some changes to this engine, this new generation engine, to allow it to comply with all of these challenging emissions regulations that are being thrown upon all of these car manufacturers. It's making it very, very hard to continuously, you know, remove carbon that's being emitted from these cars. But Porsche have done that. They've done that with this engine. They've also worked on the turbochargers. So in this car now, they are symmetrical, larger turbochargers than that you'd find in the previous generation 991, which means that, you know, you can feel it. There's so much low-end torque in here. 2 turbos. It's just... Then with, I guess, with the changes in obviously larger turbos, what else have they done? So they've actually they've changed a lot of things to electronics. So no longer have you got, you know, vacuum hoses. You've now got electronic wastegates, which is just mad. So it means that you can control that boost throttle pressure perfectly to a T the moment you whack it into Sport Plus. And it's just, well, in general anyway, you've just got much more of a balanced feel when you're bleeding in that throttle. Another thing that Porsche have done, they've completely redesigned the cooling system. The charge cooling system, completely redesigned for the new 992, which means that, well, it means that it cools better. I'm not going to try and give a brilliant explanation as to what it does. I just know that it's better. It's... Every time I punch this car, my phone just flies out the way. All right, so we found a few twisties now. Let's see what this is like handling-wise, guys. Confidence it's on another level. I mean, we're out here. I think we've just crossed over the border of Scotland now, which is great for road. Oh my word, that's insane. Navigating through these tight little, I'm sorry, the whole cabin, everything's going everywhere. Everything is all over the place with the exception of the car. This is just trying to find levels of grip on this surface, and it does, it just finds that flipping grip. How, I just don't know, but it's doing it, and it's doing such a good job. And I'm not even in the wet mode, I'm in sport at the moment, just because I really want to experience this machine for what it is. And wow, the thing is, I talked about it earlier, the balance on this car is just something else. It's flipping out, man. Wow. Thank you, Porsche, for creating this car. Man, you guys, you literally just point the nose into the corner and it just goes and it takes it. There's no fuss whatsoever. You know, you want to throw it in, you throw it in, it just has it. It doesn't mess around, doesn't understeer. Oversteer is very, very forgiving and correctable as well. It's just brilliant. What a car. What a car. That is a genuine reaction of someone who has never driven a 911 before. Now, the other thing as well, you've got to think about the handling of this car. So it does have the adaptive suspension, so the Porsche PASM system, I believe they call it. And it means that, you know, when you're in normal mode, it's very comfortable. I mean, there's a couple of undulations here in the road, and it's just absorbing all of that. It's literally doing everything. And the moment I flick it into Sport Plus, it tightens up. We can hear the gears change. The pull, the thuds from those gear changes as well, they're just like bang, bang, bang. They're lightning quick. It is such a satisfying feel. And the way this thing turns into corners, I mean, it has got rear wheel steer on this model. It's an extra that I think you can spec in. This one does have rear wheel steer, which means actually, very similar to when I was in Spain with BMW, you're turning the wheel minimal. I'm talking a few degrees to the left, and I'm taking most of the corners here, which means actually, when you do face a challenging chicane or a challenging hard kind of Monaco hairpin style turn, you literally will probably do a 45-degree turn, and I'm hoping we experience that here, and it will just take it. Now, I do want to try that 0 to 60 time again. It is a bit damp. I will try Sport Plus and see how it goes. So 3.7 seconds. How how it's put in that grip. Then you talk about price. How much is this car? How much is this specific car that I'm in right now? And well, £109,000 for this car. But my word, what a car. What a beautifully built car. Listen to those pops. It's just beautiful. And then we start to talk about the internet points. This is a topic that I think it's, well, everyone seems to rave about it. And Nürburgring lap times, it's just a thing that has become a thing and everyone talks about it. And because it is a thing, we will talk about it. So this car, the 992 Carrera 2S, or well, the 992 Carrera in general, did a Nürburgring lap time of 7 minutes and 25 seconds. That's 5 seconds faster than that of the old Gen 7 991. That is a lot of time shaved off. A lot of time. And then I guess we talk about things like the seating position. How does it feel? What's the cockpit like? What is it like for me as the driver? Well, I am sitting so low to the ground, genuinely, like as in within my eye level. Like I'm literally kind of nearly by the door cards, and looking back at the rear, there isn't much visibility, to be fair, but that's okay. I mean, you've got the rear cameras nowadays. You don't need to look out your rear view mirror anymore. Those days are long gone. But it is, you are seated so low to the ground, which means that, you know, nice low center of gravity means that you're just really kind of connected to the car. And I really like that. I like the fact that you sit low, you're wide. The other thing they've changed on the 992 is that you now have wider front arch as well, so the track is even wider, which means the handling is even better. And genuinely, guys, I'm not just saying this is probably it probably is one of the best cars I've ever driven, because it's just, I mean, they've had 7 generations to prepare the Porsche 911 for me. So for me to get into the Generation 8 and experience what I've experienced, it's insane. So I guess the first place to really kind of start is, I mean, if we have a look at the steering wheel as well. So very, very nice steering wheel as well, and kind of like a nice grey leather, which looks really, really nice. We've got kind of the beautiful little drive mode switch here, which I really like. And if you can see, I flick here. You've got individual, sport plus, sport, normal and wet. Now wet is an interesting topic. I talked about it earlier on, and I have been using it, and it actually has really allowed me to put a lot of the power down, particularly around roads where it is very, very slippery. But also, now the only thing that I've already noticed is that first of all, you've got 5 dials. Now let's touch on the center dial. The center dial, Porsche keeping that kind of iconic analog dial, which is brilliant. It's so good to see that they've done that. But the other thing as well is you've got an extra one either side here. But as a driver, when I look back here, I don't necessarily see, actually I do now, I wasn't when I was driving. Through the camera you can see it, but if I actually position you in my line of sight, this is my line of sight here, so you don't necessarily see the ones either side, but that's okay. The most important one is the one here in the middle. Now you've got different kind of views as well on the screen, which is very cool. How do I do this? There we go. So we can flick between trip kilometer, and also of course you've got the sat nav on the screen, which I think was really, really cool. Now interesting as well is the infotainment system. I mean, look at this 10.9 inch huge infotainment system. Looks absolutely stunning. I mean, it's touchscreen as well, so we can go media, phone, car. It gives you all of this great information. We can raise the spoiler up and down. It is beautiful, and I think that's kind of where Porsche are going. They're trying to keep all the emotion in this car. They want to kind of go down the infotainment tech route, but also provide efficiencies as well. Obviously keep things as clean as possible from the environment perspective. The other thing that I really like is this. So this kind of really long line, I believe that's that of, I think they've got that from one of the older Porsche models. So it's great to see that they're kind of having old stuff in the newer cars, which I think it's just a really nice tribute. It's got this quite fancy kind of gear knob, which I quite like. A lot of people have said that it's not, it's quite interesting because, you know, you haven't got all that fun stuff, but I think it's cool. It has a bit more of a plain kind of feel to it, but it is very nice. I do like it. You've got the option for manual here to go straight onto the paddles and all that good stuff. The interior on this car, the spec, it's beautiful. So it's a very nice kind of cream leather interior, which I think looks glorious when you contrast it against the red outside and the obviously the gold wheels. It's just absolutely stunning. But yeah, I mean, guys, what a beautiful interior. So we're back where we started. The Porsche 911 992. I completely get the fascination from the 911 nowadays. I mean, I've never driven one before up until now, and what a first car to really get to grips with the 911 product as a whole. I mean, this thing is visually beautiful, its performance is absolutely incredible, but I think the thing that staggered me the most more than anything is the way this thing handled around the corners. Absolutely incredible. I have to say a massive thank you to Porsche GB for inviting me down and having the opportunity to drive this beautiful 992 Carrera S. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you all very soon on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.